I know about harassment is that nothing good comes out of it, and people just like to pick on other people for some other reason, ulterior motive, I guess.
Harassment is generally just like the unwanted attention or, I guess, abuse of people.
Okay.
Be it, physically or verbally.
I know quite a lot about harassment because one of my relatives is working under NGO with all of these harassment, abuses, all these type of cases. So I know here and there about it.
What I know about harassment is like when someone touches you without consent, or when someone verbally or physically like disrupt you without consent.
In high school, probably around grade 9, I was walking around the corridor looking for probably one of my belongings that I left behind. So I was walking around, and the staircase, I witnessed a harassment incident.
Okay.
So there was this guy that was, trying to flirt with this girl.
Okay.
The girl was trying to reject him. And then, he was starting to get really forceful, and it looked like harassment, which pretty much was harassment.
Alright. And it was abusive?
Yeah, very, very abusive.
I have seen it actually happened to one of my close friends actually. It happened to her when she was working with a co-worker. I don't want to say her name or sure who she is, but this guy was like, it was more towards a mentally kind of thing. She was being harassed. The guy, the co-worker, kept on like calling her to come drink with her, stay with her, and then touching her and that. So yeah.
So it was more on the sexual harassment and like workplace harassment kind of thing?
Yeah.
Alright.
Definitely, yeah. From both, I've experienced it myself, and then those people have also experienced it.
Would you mind elaborating if it's fine with you?
Sure. I think in Form 1 Form 1, I got pretty bullied in school. I'm not originally from here. I grew up in the States. So I got kind of picked on for not knowing the language. So that was my experience. And then, I have a lot of female friends, and of course, being a woman in this era isn't exactly the safest thing. So of course they experience their own kind of harassment.
Yep.
Things like that.
So in your case of harassment, it was more of like physical bullying, or
it was more
verbal bullying?
It was definitely more verbal.
More teasing and stuff like that.
More teasing and like the exclusion, I guess.
I have encountered cases of harassment from a lot of my girlfriends, especially over online like social media platforms, from weird creepy men, and like not as much in real life, but I do remember a lot of kids. They used to be quite mean to like the different kids and whatnot, and yeah.
For me, if I get harassed, I'll probably just go to the gym. It might sound weird, but I think other people, we have different ways on how we react to all these things. Usually what I like to do, I know it sounds weird, sounds cliche a bit, but I'll go to the gym because when I'm at the gym, it just takes my mind off things. So when I don't have to focus on other things, I can focus on that. It kind of helps me forget about what's happening in life. Obviously at the same time, I still think about what's happening in life, but however, you don't really purely focus on what's happening, you're only purely focusing on now and what's happening now. And another way how I overcome it is I just tell myself, look, past is the past, but whatever shit goes on in your life, just forget about it and just move on with it. I just tell myself, look, don't focus on the past. Yeah, it might be a bit this and that, you got harassed, but never mind. You have to move on. If you need any help, or let's say if I need any help, I'll just talk to a friend about it, tell them that my experiences, they will advise me on how to overcome it if I was in that situation. But however, I'll still be that helping hand for people if they need help with harassment.
Unfortunately, I feel like I'm one of the very not as strong victims. I usually just try to keep it out of my head and continue with my day. I realize that when it happens to other people, it's the time I stand up for it, and I feel like a lot of people are like that. They feel like it's easier to stand up for other people than they do themselves. So for the most part, I honestly try to just keep it out of my head, just go on with my day.
Actually, I don't really know what I would do because as we are talking like this, I have no experience in it yet. So I can just say whatever, like I will go record and all that. But in that moment, we don't actually know what we will do.
If I'm mentally not strong, I will break down, might go for a suicide attempt. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm mentally stable and strong, so I can handle it by myself. Or the best part is go to a police station report, contact the parents in a legal way. Probably complain.
For me, I wouldn't recommend it, but I kind of ran away from the problem. I ended up transferring schools,
Okay.
but if in my case, I would genuinely, seriously recommend trying to learn the language at least.
Okay.
You know, something I didn't really put effort into, but I would also try to make friends in other places. School isn't necessarily the only place where you can talk to people, and you should try to be more open, I guess, to chatting with people. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it should be. Men's and women's are equal. We are human. We have feelings. Yeah, we should have the same rights. Shouldn't say it like because of you are male, then you shouldn't get so much attention. But that is wrong.
Definitely, yes. For sure. I think harassment victim is a victim no matter what his gender is exactly.
Of course. Okay. This is kind of a double-edged question. Yeah. I think prior to the legal process, a man will have it arguably more difficult. But during the legal process, I think a woman will have more difficulty getting the court on their side. So I feel if the end goal is getting somebody into legal trouble, a man will definitely have more rights, I suppose. It'll be easier for them.
All right. But do you feel like you deserve equal rights? Definitely.
Of course, I feel like the entire process should be relatively equal, but I think right now it's an impossible thing to do.
All I'm gonna say is, because I don't want it to be too controversial, no matter if you're a man or woman, treat everyone with respect. Just because you're a man, don't go up to a woman thinking that you can do this, that, touch her. No. That's not right. Even if you're a girl touching a man, or a man touching a girl, it's not nice. No matter who you are, treat everyone with respect, and they'll treat you with respect. If they don't treat you with respect, goodbye. don't need to entertain that.
Yeah. I mean, like, I believe everything should be equal to everyone. I mean, sometimes it's like a joke for the guys, like they don't get how to show their feelings. It's just like, just because we are boys, we do that. Boys also can cry. So that kind of mentality.
I think people should put more of an eye to cases that relate to harassment. It's not something you should really put lightly on, because if no one keeps an eye on these type of incidents, more are just going to happen in the future.
I don't know. I can't really say I know much about the system, but if I had the power, I'd probably look into more cases of males being sexually harassed, and instead of like just grazing over the topics, because I feel like men who are victims get more put under the rug. So yeah, I would probably look into that more and take charge.
Make sure people from a young age learn about sex education, because why? It will help prevent all these things happening in the future. Yeah, I mean, if you don't learn anything about it, people will think like touching a girl's breasts or something, or like just like groping them or doing whatever is the right thing. But no, it's not the right thing.
So, in your opinion, do you think implementation of sexual education in schools?
In my opinion, yeah.
Okay.
It won't completely eradicate it. I mean, just like COVID, you can't eradicate it, or like swine flu or Ebola or whatnot. But if you were to educate people about it, then it's good.
Right.
Then you can teach, one person can teach this fella can teach this fella, and so on.
All right.
It'll help reduce it. Yeah.
I would make all the fines or punishments or anything that legally make it more heavier, because it's not a simple or easy matter. It actually affects people long term, mentally and also physically, especially those who, if the case is more serious and it doesn't stop with harassment, it goes on to rape and all those stuff, it really affects long term.
I mean, like, when it comes to like social media and stuff, it's quite like, it's going like wild. When it comes to government and stuff, it's just like silent. So it's not a proper thing to do also. And it comes to like gender equality also is not a good thing. And if there's any sexual harassment according to girls, yes, there are certain cases are voiced out loud. But when it comes to boys, it's not voiced out at all with the government as well. So it's kind of bad. They should change about that. The mentality. Everyone should stand up.
Family is the most important stuff in this case. You have to teach your own child about what is right, what is wrong.
This is not part of the question, but you do know that it's not a crime in Malaysia?
I did not know.
Yeah, stalking is not a crime in Malaysia. And what do you feel about stalking? It being not a crime?
It's honestly horrible. I encountered my sister, she lives with me here. She encountered a very, very bad case of stalking, and we had to move places. It was and the security at our place and even the police got involved, and honestly nothing happened. So I'm not surprised when you tell me it's not a crime.
Yeah, okay. But you definitely think it should be legalized? Yes?
It definitely should be. I don't think people understand the toll stalking takes on a person. I feel like I still feel unsafe, although I moved like I think 30 minutes away from the place I used to live.
Alright.
It's horrible.
Probably create more awareness and like make sure that we make people out there know that if they are harassed, they should seek for help.
I mean, everyone should just be in the right state of mind first of all. People should not see people as a harassment material. Yeah. They should see as a human, equal gender as well. That's the better way to reduce it. Yeah, I go with that.
I'll probably make it more known and aware. It's not just only women, it's also men, and it can happen to anybody. And I'd also like to implement it in school systems, such as like education at a young age, so people know what to do and will take charge, and we'll have a better future without harassment.
Actually, we should have more this kind of CCTV around everywhere, AI, this thing. It's quite convenient right now all over the country, but in Malaysia it's not really good in security about this thing. Like, if you walk out in the middle of the night, you can get raped anytime, even though you're a guy. But in Singapore, that's impossible. Everywhere is lights, everywhere is CC camera. Yeah. If once the camera caught you doing something wrong or illegal stuff, yeah, police will just come and find you. But in Malaysia, it's just upside down thing.
I think the government doesn't hold enough people accountable. I feel like they give them too many outs.
Okay.
I feel like, it's like they give too many excuses, and they're not even really good ones. I would say, like religion. I hate to be that guy, but it's like the biggest one. And I was like, oh, he did this. Well, if it's not mentioned in whatever, then it's okay. But it really isn't. I think the government and its ties to religion should also change with the times. I feel that because Malaysia is a young country, but our laws overall haven't really changed since we started. So I feel like that's something really holding us back.
Basically, it has to start from a young age. Like during primary school, they have to know about it, because even child harassment and all this, we can see cases a lot that is coming up, and there are there are many that don't say it out, so it doesn't become a case or an issue, but it is still there. So I think the best way is to train from young.
Basically to educate from young age.
Probably having, the police having to be more aware of any situations, or probably civilians be reporting instead of ignoring if they do see something happening.